What's up guys, AJ here. In this video, I want to talk about the fastest way to make $100,000 a year in real estate. Now, if you've been selling for a while or if you're a brand new agent, it doesn't matter because this video can help you. I'm going to show you exactly what I did to become successful as a real estate agent. I'm going to share with you how you can go from even zero today to $100,000 in income within the next 12 months, or maybe you're making $100,000 and you want to go to $200,000. This video will also help you, so stick with me all the way to the end. And guys, if you've been on my channel for a little while and you're getting value from it, please hit the subscribe button. That would be awesome, and let's get into the content. So there's a few different ways that you can generate business in real estate. We have number one, we have sellers. Number two, we have buyers. And number three, we have what I call residual. Residual is going to be your sphere and your past clients. So if you're new to the business and you don't have a sphere, maybe because you just moved to a new state, new city, or if you're new, you don't have past clients, well, then you only have buyers and sellers, or sellers and buyers, right? So number three is not going to be part of that equation. If you have number three, man, there are so many ways where you can increase the amount of referrals that you're getting, and I would love to help you with that, but this video is not going to go into that. So we can talk about that in a later video, and there will be some resources in the description of this video if you want to check that out. So the type of business that I'm going to address in this video is number one, sellers. Buyers, honestly, unless you have a team, I really don't recommend doing buyer lead generation. There's a few reasons for that. Number one, it just takes more time to close buyers. On average, I would say it takes about 5 to 10 hours to successfully list and close a listing, where it can take 20 plus hours to, show the buyer houses and get that buyer transaction closed. Different parts of the listing process, you got the listing presentation, preparing for the listing presentation, negotiating offers, and that's about it. You got the repair negotiation, maybe you have to get confirmation that the home inspection is happening, the appraisal, but I mean, there's not a lot going on there, right guys? You want to get professional photography hired out, you want to get it listed on the MLS, but there's not a lot of legwork when listing property. So what that means to you when you're spending less hours on listings, it means that your dollar per hour is going to go up, right? On the buyer side of a transaction, you have to show the properties. So you got to drive all around, show the properties. You need to set up the home inspection. You need to go to the home inspection. You need to follow up with the lender to make sure that everything's progressing correctly. You need to obviously also negotiate repairs. If there's things that need to be fixed, you often have to line up contractors to go give estimates. It's just a lot that goes into buyers. The thing that takes the most time is definitely showing the houses. And the other downside, just from a lifestyle perspective, is most buyers want to see houses on nights and weekends. So if it's up to me, I'm going to work sellers so I can have my nights and weekends mostly free, right? So we just determined that you can make more money per hour working sellers. So that's the reason why I'm focusing this video on that. Now, if you know my story at all, you know that I started off as an individual agent, crushed it with seller prospecting, and then grew a team. And we were doing lots of buyer lead generation. I mean, we were spending anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000 a month on buyer leads, and we had all the lead conversion systems in place, all the drip campaigns, we had all the text templates, like everything that you need to convert buyers at a high level, but I had buyers agents working those. And buyers are a great lead source for sure, but if you're an individual agent, you just want to make sure that you're focused on the highest income producing activities, the most leveraged, and that's working sellers. So let's just assume that you don't have a strong seller lead source right now. Maybe you're just working your sphere, so you got some listings coming in, or maybe occasionally you'll do an open house and then that buyer also needs to sell their house. So let's just assume that there's no blueprint or systematic way right now that you're using to generate sellers. With seller prospecting, the only really strong way to consistently get seller leads, seller prospects, listings cheaply is to prospect them yourself. Of course, you can farm communities, just sending direct mail out to neighborhoods. That's a long-term strategy. You really need to be committed 12 to 18 months if you're going to start farming communities, and that could cost hundreds or thousands of dollars a month, and you need to have that money set aside because, like I said, it could take 12 to 18 months before you get your first listing. So that's more of a long-term strategy. So you're not going to make $100,000 in the next 12 months starting a farming campaign. different people. Another strategy is, placing ads on Google, Facebook, what's my home worth? And these are people that are gonna sign up on your website that are just curious about what their home's worth. It doesn't mean that they're looking to sell their house, right? They just wanna know what their home's worth. What homeowner wouldn't wanna know what their house is worth? You might as well just call every house in a neighborhood and say, when do you plan on moving? Because it's pretty much the same thing. Just by sheer numbers, you're going to get listings. So don't waste money buying leads like that. So you need to have a more proactive mindset when it comes to your prospecting. So think expired listings, for sale by owners, just listed, just sold, a little tactic I call hot buyer script. If you're interested in that, post in the comments, and maybe I'll do a video on that. But let's just talk expireds and FSBOs, because you're probably familiar with that. So I went from 0 listings to over 20 in my first year, and then my second year, which was really my first full year, I sold 36 houses, primarily expired listings for sale by owners. So how did I do that? Well, it's very simple. I chose a focus. So right now, if you're trying a lot of different strategies, 4 or 5 different lead generation strategies, you're not becoming an expert on any of them. So what you need to do is just choose a focus. So when I chose to focus solely on seller prospecting, everything changed for me. You need to focus and you need to master it. So starting today, what that would look like is getting the scripts that you need, getting a data provider, a dialer system, and I actually have a link in the description to a free mini course that I just did that has my scripts, has training on how to call expireds, and you can use the same strategies also for sale by owners. So if you want that, go ahead and sign up in the description below. That would be awesome. And guys, it's not a hard process, but you do need to understand key information when it comes to working with seller prospects and prospecting sellers. I want to give you some tactical advice that you can use today. So the first thing you're going to need to do is time block your day. Now, if you're using an electronic calendar, I recommend going to Amazon and just getting a paper calendar, so like an 8.5 by 11 binded calendar with just columns for each day every 15 minutes. You want to break down your day very specific. So a great day would look like 8 to 11 prospecting. But before you start prospecting, you want to warm up, right? So you practice your scripts. Even better, you have a role play partner. So from 7:45 to 8, you're practicing your scripts. Now you're on the phone prospecting from 8 to 11. Then from 11 to 12, maybe you're sending out thank you cards. You're sending out some emails. You're basically doing all the little to-dos that you created while prospecting, because your goal in a 3-hour time block session of prospecting should be to create 5 nurtures and set 1 appointment. So you're going to create some to-dos for yourself of getting back to these nurtures. After that, do lunch, go work out, whatever. After your workout, after lunch, come back, prepare for your afternoon appointments. If you don't have any afternoon appointments, you can prospect more, go to the beach. I really don't care, because I know that if you prospect for at least 3 hours a day, it doesn't matter what you do the rest of the day, you're going to be successful. So on days you don't have appointments in the afternoon, if you just want to take it off, feel good about taking it off. But while you're prospecting from 8 to 11, those 3 hours, make sure that you're focused. Make sure that you're hitting 8 to 12 contacts an hour. Make 10 your goal. So if I'm going to prospect for 3 hours, I should get 30 contacts. Make sure that you're practicing your scripts and you're getting better. If you do all these things, then those 3 hours, they drive the rest of your business. Now, every day I wouldn't go home in the afternoon if I didn't have any appointments to go on. I'd do maybe some admin type work if I didn't have my admin hired yet. I would go back and prospect some more. But straight up, some days if you want to just take the whole day off after working 3 hours, go do it. You can become a multiple 6-figure agent by following this exact strategy. So I actually just noticed a baby iguana over here on the edge of my pool. I've had like 5 in the last week that I've had to rescue, so that's what I'll be doing after this video. So I hope that helps, guys. If you need like more coaching, more training, you need more guidance along this journey of getting to 6 figures in the next 12 months or adding an extra 6 figures in the next 12 months, download that free mini course that I created. You'll get tons of value from it. It's free. Just don't wait, guys. This is too important. Your goals are too important to wait. Get after it now. I mean, the failure rate in real estate is so high. If you sit on the sidelines and don't start seller prospecting now, especially the times that we're in, especially with the shifting market, you'll be left behind. The good news is the agents who buckle down now, focus on prospecting, build a strong, rock-solid foundation, thrive no matter what the market is like. You can create your own economy by having a solid foundation. So like I said, guys, at the very beginning, if you get value from these videos, subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And if you have questions, post them in the comments. And guys, we'll see you in the next one.